I don't even know what despot means. Call me whatever you want.
I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting.
They're smiling. He's grabbing his hand. He's touching him all over.
Trump just conducted the most pathetically eager courtship ritual American politics has witnessed since he last needed someone's approval approximately 48 hours ago. The president, who once branded himself as the ultimate alpha male, just transformed into a lovesick teenager at a cheesecake factory, desperately showering praise on Zohran Mamdani, the incoming New York mayor who days earlier called Trump a fascist despot. Jimmy Kimmel dissected this spectacular display of Trump's ego, performing Olympic-level gymnastics, where principles evaporate faster than his spray tan under stage lights. Trump's entire identity operates on a simple algorithm. Whoever praises Trump becomes Trump's new best friend. Whoever criticizes Trump becomes Trump's sworn enemy. And loyalty flows exclusively in one direction like a river that only knows how to take. The entire spectacle revealed Trump's fundamental operating system running on pure narcissistic fuel. Trump doesn't possess political convictions. He possesses attention-seeking reflexes. Trump doesn't build coalitions. He collects admirers. Trump doesn't form alliances based on shared values. He forms parasocial relationships with anyone willing to stand next to him while cameras roll. This is Trump in his natural habitat, conducting a masterclass in shameless ego-stroking where yesterday's fascist becomes tomorrow's really great mayor simply because they agreed to share a photo opportunity.
Trump doesn't have any real political convictions at all. He just says whatever, whenever. I mean, look at these two. They're smiling. He's grabbing his hand. He's touching him all over. He could not keep his hands off the Zohran.
Notice the beautiful absurdity of Trump's physical desperation. Trump couldn't stop touching Mamdani, grabbing his hand repeatedly like a man drowning in his own need for validation. The President of the United States transformed into that friend who gets too handsy after 3 drinks. Except Trump's intoxication stems from pure attention addiction rather than alcohol. Trump's hands moved with the frantic energy of someone trying to physically transfer loyalty through aggressive palm contact. Every touch screamed, "Please like me. Please validate me. Please tell the cameras we're friends now."
I mean, get a Lincoln bedroom, you two.
The physical comedy reached peak absurdity when Trump basically performed a full-body embrace campaign on someone who literally called him a fascist 72 hours earlier. Trump's desperation for approval operates at such extreme levels that ideological opposition dissolves the instant someone agrees to stand near him. Mamdani could have worn a shirt reading "Trump is a despot" to the press conference, and Trump still would have praised him as long as the cameras captured them together. Trump's ego requires constant feeding. And that day's meal consisted of proximity to someone young, victorious, and willing to pretend Trump matters.
Yet another Trump superfan learns that loyalty to him goes only one way.
Meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene just learned the eternal Trump truth that countless others discovered before her. Trump's loyalty operates like a casino rigged in the House's favor. Greene spent years performing loyalty theater for Trump, defending every indefensible position, amplifying every conspiracy theory, transforming herself into Trump's most enthusiastic congressional cheerleader. Her reward? The exact same treatment every Trump devotee eventually receives: abandonment the instant she stopped being useful to his brand. Greene finally woke up to the reality that Trump supporters are disposable props in Trump's lifelong reality show about himself.
I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played.
Greene's resignation speech delivered the most accidentally honest assessment of Trump's entire political operation. There is no master plan. No 4D chess. No secret strategy. Trump operates on pure impulse, ego gratification, and whatever keeps cameras pointed in his direction for another news cycle. Greene finally recognized what should have been obvious from the beginning. Trump's entire political philosophy consists of what benefits Trump right now with zero consideration for anyone else, including the people who sacrifice their credibility defending his chaos. She described feeling like a battered wife, which perfectly captures Trump's relationship with every supporter: abusive, one-sided, and psychologically destructive.
As the president claims they are, to which I say, welcome to reality, Marge. We're glad to have you here. Make yourself at home.
The bitter irony drips like Trump's hair dye. Greene spent years denying basic reality to defend Trump. And her reward was discovering that Trump's version of loyalty means absolutely nothing. Greene promoted conspiracy theories, defended the indefensible, attacked Trump's critics with zealot-level enthusiasm. And Trump repaid her the same way he repays everyone with indifference once she stopped amplifying his ego. Welcome to the Trump supporter life cycle worship. Usefulness. Disposal. In realization, too late.
Hosted a highly unlikely Friendsgiving on Friday at the White House for the incoming mayor of New York, Zohran Mamdani. Most people were expecting fireworks, but they did not expect them to be the Katy Perry kind.
Trump's Friendsgiving with Mamdani transformed into a bizarre courtship ritual where Trump played the role of desperate older man trying to impress someone completely out of his league. The optics screamed wealthy divorced guy buying expensive dinner for someone who tolerates him for networking purposes. Trump's entire body language radiated, please think I'm relevant. Please acknowledge my importance. Please let me pretend we're friends so I can claim victory later. This is Trump's tragic flaw dressed as confidence, his bottomless need for validation from people who previously rejected him. Demonstrating that beneath the bluster lives a man perpetually seeking approval from anyone, even his former critics.
He refers to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. He said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda.
The timeline makes Trump's desperation even more pathetic. Less than 1 week separated fascist despot from great mayor I'm supporting. Trump's ego operates with goldfish-level memory regarding criticism. Instantly forgetting any insult, the moment someone agrees to appear next to him, Trump doesn't care what people said yesterday. Trump only cares about who's willing to stand near him today. This is the Trump paradox. Simultaneously the most thin-skinned politician in American history and the most willing to forgive anyone who stops criticizing him for 5 minutes. Trump's ego is both fragile china and indestructible rubber, shattering at the slightest criticism, yet bouncing back the instant attention returns.
The better he does, the happier I am. I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him.
Trump's verbal diarrhea of praise reveals the transactional void where his principles should exist. Every word drips with desperate need for association with Mamdani's victory, as if proximity to success might transfer some legitimacy to Trump's floundering administration. Trump doesn't congratulate people. Trump performs congratulation theater designed to insert himself into their narrative. Notice the repeated emphasis on helping, as though Trump's endorsement matters more than Mamdani's actual campaign or policies. Trump operates like a parasite attempting symbiosis. Attaching himself to anyone experiencing a moment of genuine achievement, Trump can never authentically claim for himself.
They have the vibe of a wealthy, elderly gay man at the Cheesecake Factory ordering his shy young boyfriend dessert.
Kimmel's observation captures the uncomfortable power dynamic perfectly. Trump positioned himself as the generous patriarch bestowing favor upon Mamdani, the younger politician who Trump desperately needs to legitimize his supposed popularity. Trump played sugar daddy to Mamdani's reluctant beneficiary, creating a relationship entirely transactional yet packaged as friendship. The Cheesecake Factory metaphor lands because it's exactly Trump's aesthetic gaudy, excessive, desperate to impress, and fundamentally hollow underneath the ornate presentation. Trump offers political cheesecake superficially appealing, ultimately unsatisfying, and nobody really believes it's quality cuisine.
Incredible race, and I congratulated him. It's an amazing thing that he did. I think you're going to have, hopefully, a really great mayor.
Listen to Trump's verbal patterns when praising someone, vague superlatives stacked on generic compliments assembled into meaningless word salad. Incredible. Amazing. Really great. All descriptors meaning absolutely nothing while sounding vaguely positive. Trump deploys praise like a corporate motivational poster generator, producing sentences technically, grammatical, yet semantically empty. Trump congratulated Mamdani for accomplishing an amazing thing without specifying what made it amazing beyond winning. Because for Trump, winning is the only achievement worth recognizing. Trump measures greatness exclusively in victories, regardless of what those victories represent or accomplish.
What a turn of events!
Kimmel's understated commentary highlights the whiplash-inducing speed of Trump's ideological shape-shifting. One moment, Mamdani represents everything Trump supposedly opposes. The next moment, Trump praises him like a proud father at graduation. No explanation. No acknowledgement of the contradiction. No attempt to reconcile these opposing positions, because Trump operates in an eternal present where yesterday's statements don't exist and tomorrow's reversals are pre-forgiven. Trump treats political positions like outfit changes, swap them whenever convenient. Never explain the switch. Act like the previous version never existed.
It was like he was giving a wedding toast to his new son-in-law. He's effusive.
The wedding toast comparison nails Trump's performance style, forced warmth masking, transactional calculation. Public affection covering private contempt. Ceremonial kindness that evaporates. The instant cameras stop rolling. Trump delivers praise the way a sociopath delivers compliments, technically correct words arranged in emotionally hollow patterns. Every sentence Trump spoke about Mamdani dripped with the insincerity of someone reading pre-written material about a person they fundamentally don't care about. Trump performs relationships rather than forming them, conducting elaborate theater where everyone pretends the performance is genuine.
So Trump appointed a supporter named Lindsay Halligan, a low-level insurance lawyer who worked for him, to be U.S. attorney. Gee, I wonder why he picked her.
Trump's appointment strategy operates with the subtlety of a sledgehammer loyalty, Trump's competence. Axonal connection, super sedis qualification, and willingness to execute Trump's revenge fantasies matters infinitely more than actual legal expertise. Halligan represented Trump's ideal appointee minimal experience. Maximum devotion. Zero independence. Trump doesn't want qualified professionals in positions of power. Trump wants obedient employees willing to weaponize government institutions for personal vendettas. Halligan's complete lack of prosecutorial experience wasn't a bug. It was the entire feature Trump desired.
Halligan had never even tried a case as a prosecutor, and now she never will again.
The spectacular failure of Halligan's appointment demonstrates Trump's fundamental incompetence beneath the confidence. Trump selected someone based entirely on loyalty, ignored every qualification requirement, pushed through an appointment so legally defective that courts immediately rejected it, and somehow still acts surprised when his obvious corruption gets exposed. Trump's administration operates like a reality show cast by someone who never read the job descriptions. Everyone's wildly unqualified. Chaos is constant, and the audience watches in horrified fascination as predictable disasters unfold in real time.
All actions flowing from Ms. Halligan's defective appointment were unlawful exercises of executive power and are hereby set aside, which is a nice way of saying, man, did they royally F that one up.
The court's ruling delivered the legal equivalent of "you can't possibly be this incompetent." Yet here we are. Trump's attempt to install a loyalist prosecutor failed so completely that courts had to void everything she touched. Like sanitizing a crime scene after discovering the detective was actually the criminal's accomplice. Trump turned government appointments into a patronage system where qualification means willing to break laws for Trump and experience means previously covered up Trump scandals. The administration's corruption operates so openly that courts issue rulings essentially saying, yes, we see what you're doing. No, you can't do that. Please try reading the Constitution occasionally.
Sometimes you get hung up on how evil they are. You forget they're also dumb.
This observation crystallizes Trump's entire administration, equal parts malicious intent and staggering incompetence. Trump wants to abuse power but lacks the intelligence to abuse it successfully. Trump attempts authoritarian moves with the finesse of a toddler stealing cookies, obvious, clumsy, immediately caught. The saving grace of Trump's corruption is that he's too stupid to execute it properly. appointing loyalists so unqualified they immediately expose the scheme. Trump represents the rare political threat mitigated by his own incompetence, where his worst impulses get derailed by his inability to implement them with even basic competence. So here we are, trapped in the Trump cinematic universe where loyalty is one-way traffic, criticism evaporates in proximity to cameras, and political principles matter less than who's willing to hold hands at a press conference. Trump turned the presidency into the world's most expensive, ego-stroking operation, where former critics become instant allies through the magic of shared photo opportunities, and devoted supporters get discarded like expired fast food. Marjorie Taylor Greene just discovered what everyone eventually learns in Trump's world. You're either useful or disposable, never valid. Meanwhile, Trump continues performing his greatest magic trick, making shame vanish while convincing supporters that yesterday's betrayal is tomorrow's brilliant strategy. The show never ends because Trump never stops performing. And we're all extras in his lifelong biopic where he's simultaneously director, star, and only audience member who thinks it deserves an Oscar.